Just a ton of credit to Gardner-Webb. I thought they were the aggressor tonight. It's very unlike our team. It was very uncharacteristic the way we played for the first 30 minutes. I haven't seen us play like that since the East Tennessee State game here. And I credit Gardner-Webb with that. You know, they played really hard and really took the fight for us. It just seemed like we were on our heels for the majority of the night. But then, honestly, down 10 with 2.5 minutes and change left, or less than 2.5 minutes left, to come back and to tie that game was just an incredible effort by our team. Just a little bit too late. Got it into overtime, had the ball, had a shot to go up 4 with 1.5 minutes left. I really believe if we'd hit that shot that we'd have gotten the win. Because if you're Gardner-Webb, you're thinking, wow, we were just up 10 and now we're down 4. And I think that could have been a momentum changer there. But I credit them. I credit Gardner-Webb. They came in here and played really hard, really well. You could see why they're a good team.
What does this say about the heart of your team coming back from 10 down, which is 2.5 minutes ago?
Oh, it's just incredible. I think you saw 2 different teams out there tonight. I think the first 30 minutes you saw a team that got knocked back on their heels. The last 10 minutes, we played, and we got down 10 during that span, but we were playing, and playing with intensity and playing with focus. And I thought the first 30 minutes we didn't play as well as we can play from an intensity standpoint, and an execution standpoint against their zone, against their man-to-man defensive transition. But the last 2.5 minutes were certainly exciting and showed a lot of heart by our team. Our team has a lot of heart. And I don't even know how many we won. I don't even know. But I know that if we can get this loss out of our system, we got a week to do it, and we can come back and play really well the second half of the season, then we're going to put ourselves in great shape.
Barclay, if you can just talk about, you had all the momentum heading into overtime, but it just didn't capitalize on it. You kind of went back to, kind of almost reverted to just not hitting the shots and not being able to kind of drive. What do you think kind of happened there in between that shot and overtime?
We're up 2. We immediately go up 2 and then get a miss. And then we get a tough shot, get a rebound, side turns it over, we get the ball back on a Gardner-Webb turnover, and then we come off a ball screen and he's wide open at the elbow. And, one of the top 5 players in the league is wide open at the elbow, and just he had a great look at it. And if we hit that, I think the momentum continues to swing our way. And then when he missed that, they came down and got a bucket, and it's tied back up all of a sudden. I thought there was some exhaustion in there. I thought there was some fatigue in there. And they just, Gardner-Webb really scored 1 more point than we did in overtime. They got an and-1. Credit them. They made it. Tayshawn made the shot, made the free throw. And Jeremy did what we wanted him to do, make him take an 8-footer. And he just hit a tough shot.
Seems like you guys had all kinds of problems inside, just finishing, either missing dunks or
no doubt
getting the ball knocked away down low. Is that just poor execution on your part?
I thought there was just a little bit of lack of concentration. I mean, we counted, and we didn't chart it, but we counted 8 missed layups in the first half, where we had the ball within 2 feet, and 3 of those are dunk attempts. And it's just not the way that we've played. It's uncharacteristic. We've made those plays all season. We wouldn't be where we were if we hadn't made those plays. And so we really, really, really got to learn from this. We got lots of time to learn, and we got to put it behind us, and we got to move on. I mean, we're in a tremendous challenge now. At Coastal, Campbell at home, at Winthrop, at Asheville. And I'm sure people are looking and doubting if we can make it through that stretch. That's just where I want to be. That's just where I want to be. I want back the chip back on our shoulder, and I want the underdog label back on us. Okay, it's just where I want to be. And we can let this loss motivate us or devastate us. And we're going to choose to let it motivate us. And you'll see a hungry team next Wednesday night.
Barclay, if you could just talk about just the emotional roller coaster of that game. After that, what do you kind of say to them? You say, look, obviously there's stuff to learn from this game, but what do you kind of tell them in the locker room after a game of that, I guess, emotional roller coaster?
Well, I'll tell them exactly what I told them. I told them the last 2.5 minutes was more characteristic of them than the first 37.5 minutes. And we can't kid ourselves and think that we played well tonight. We can't come in here and say and get caught up in that, hey, we made a great comeback. In 2.5 minutes, we made a great comeback. Even if we would have won this game, our team didn't play to their capability tonight. And I credit our guys for coming back the last 2.5 minutes, but there was a reason we were down 10. And you know, we got to make sure that we understand the reasons why we've been on this winning streak is because we play the game together, we defend, we rebound, we hustle, we make shots, and we're totally focused on what we're supposed to do. And tonight, I didn't think that we played with that type of energy and effort and concentration and drive that we have in the previous games. So every game, every team is due, some bad games. Not many people are going to go undefeated in their league this year. And the key for us is how we respond to this. And if we respond in the appropriate way, like I'm sure our guys will respond, then we're going to be fine. We just can't let one disappointing loss turn into another one or a couple more.
Well, I know this one has to sting for you guys, but the fact that you came back from 10 points down with 2 minutes to go in regulation, it's got to give you at least a good feeling going into the next one.
It does, but at the end of the day, we came out here today to win the game, and we try to do that as much as we can. In the first half, we didn't execute as much, and that's why we lost. But going to the next game, we're going to keep the same mindset and focus, and just keep fighting every day, every night. So we're not going to let down. We're not going to let one loss get to us, and we're just going to keep competing and trying to win a few more games in the conference.
As much as this has to sting, is it good to kind of get this out of the way, get a loss in the conference out of the way so you can maybe refocus going into the rest of the conference schedule?
I mean, a loss is a loss, We just trying to compete every night when we play. So, we take this. We got to give a lot of credit to Gardner Webb, and we just got to come out in the next game and play hard and trying to win every single game that we have next. So.
What happened in overtime? It was like you had all the momentum going into overtime, but it just kind of fell back to the way it was kind of going all night long, it seemed.
Just the shot wasn't falling in overtime. A few shots fell, but some of the shots we created wasn't falling. That was the reason that we just couldn't come back and win the game, and they just had a few bad calls.
It seemed like they really gave you trouble going inside. It seems like every time you would get it down to your big men, they were causing problems for you guys. Is that something you guys noticed?
Yeah, we noticed that by the second half because found out that they're playing compact, and every time we drive, we have 2 or 3 people with their hands in trying to steal the ball. So second half, we adjust to that, and we're trying to make plays and run our plays.
I feel like the game was very physical, and maybe some calls that are made in different games. I mean, I've seen physical games where there's been a lot of fouls, but they seem to be letting a lot of stuff go tonight.
It was physical, but I got to give a lot of credit to Gardner Webb. They came out here and played hard. The first time when we came out, we didn't come out with a lot of intensity, so they came with more intensity than us. So that's why they have a lot of loose balls and a lot of rebounds. So we got to give a lot of credit to them.